4. Time to tee off on this episode of Pocono Mountains Podcast. I'm Jim Hamill with episode 6 of this second season. If you hadn't guessed, we're talking golf on this episode, as the courses all across the Poconos welcome golfers back for another season of birdie putts and long drives. The Poconos has a long history with the game, both from the pros to the everyday golfers. We're going to sit down with one of the game's best ambassadors for the region, Greg Wall from Pocono Manor, in just a bit. The Poconos is a year-round destination for millions, and with 2,400 square miles of rivers, forests, lakes, and mountains, with iconic family resorts and historic downtowns, it's the perfect getaway. You can always find out more on PoconoMountains.com or watch PTN, the Pocono Television Network, streaming live 24/7. That's at PoconoTelevision.com. Thanks again for listening to Pocono Mountains Podcast. We'll have a new episode each week highlighting lots of the fun things you can experience while you're visiting the Poconos. Subscribe and leave a review and or comment on whatever platform you listen. Back to the episode now, where we met up with Greg Wall, who heads up the operation at the historic property and has been involved on the golf scene since way back when his dad was an accomplished pro golfer and Masters champion. Enjoy our chat with Greg Wall, Director of Golf at Pocono Manor Golf Course. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Pocono Mountains Podcast. I'm your host, Jim Hamill, here on the grounds of the historic Pocono Manor Golf Club. Correct, Greg?
You got it, Jim.
I got the name. I got the history here. It's a century old. This golf course has had, pro players come through, your dad included, the historic Masters champion of 1959, Art Wall Jr., and you've been here for many decades now, too. Describe to me how you ended up here and what it's been like working at Pocono Manor.
Well, Jim, you're right. I started here in 1984. I was an assistant golf professional at Shawnee on the Delaware for 4 years, worked for a great golf professional there, Dick Farley, who really taught me a lot about the golf business I didn't know. Fortunately, I had a friend that lived here who knew that they were looking for a golf professional. He gave me a ring, and I thought it would be a great opportunity for a first job. So in 1984, I took the job here at Pocono Manor. Coincidentally, Dad did have an association with it since he represented Pocono Manor for 10 or 12 years back in the 50s when he really was in his heyday. And, as I said, I thought it'd be a good first job, and I'm still here. It's turned into be a good last job. So quite a while I've been here, Jim.
So golf pro here, that means, you wear many different hats. I'm sure you oversee the staff, you oversee the course, you have a superintendent here who works to keep this course maintained and just kind of foster the love of the game here too. So what do you see from the standpoint of how, I guess, prolific the game is and how it's waxed and waned overall nationally and here in the Poconos?
Yes, golf business has had its ups and downs. We've had some incredible years back when Tiger just come into the game and had been really popular, and then there was a few years where golf was losing players, but just these past few years, golf has really boomed again. And I think we had a heck of a lot of new golfers who last couple of years, unfortunately, all people could do was maybe get outside, and so we've had a heck of a lot of people, as I said, get into the game again or have learned to enjoy the game. And you come here to Pocono Manor, we've got 18 beautiful golf holes, pretty much everyone tree-lined, kind of some unique holes. We were designed way back in the early 1900s by two very famous architects. Donald Ross did the original 9 here, and then 10 years later, back in the early 20s, William Flynn did our other 9. So you can kind of get a little taste of what playing golf back in Scotland and in Ireland and England back in the 1800s was when you come and play here. So it's a fun golf course to play, Jim. As you said, there's a tremendous amount of history here, and we're really proud of the product we have.
It was fun today too, Greg. You and I got out to play number 7, which is a par 3 downhill. Quite a short par 3, but still tricky if you're not used to taking such a small stroke off the tee. I'm used to swinging as hard as I can, and ended up in the woods there. You ended up with a nice little tap-in par there at number 7. But it's an iconic hole, signature hole for you.
I think it is our signature hole. We talked a little earlier. Arnold Palmer hit it in the water here when he played with Dad here back in the 60s. I think he knocked it on the green, but he had some spin on it and spun it back in the water and was able to get up and down for a bogey. But number 7, sometimes we'll see people hit it 50 yards over the green, and then they might hit it in the water. And our advice to them then is, why don't you just throw it on, which you can do. So I think sometimes the hand wedge is better than the pitching wedge on that hole. But it's a real fun hole, and we've got another par 3 here, number 3, which is very unique as well. It's kind of like hitting into the bottom of a cup. When you stand on the tee, you can't see the hole at all. It's about 30 yards below where the fairway ends, so you just aim at the marker flag, and if you hit it at the marker flag, it'll roll down the hill, and sometimes you'll be surprised how good the shot was, or sometimes you'll be surprised you can't find your ball. So very, very kind of fun, unique golf course.
Go back, I guess, first to the historical aspect, and you said that you used to be able to attract some pretty heavy hitters here too back in the day, and obviously, like you said, your dad was involved here as a PGA pro, on tour, and same with Arnold Palmer. So there's so much baked into, I think, what makes this place so special throughout the years, but especially in the days where you had so many iconic players here.
Well, and kind of getting to the history of the property itself, 1902, the Quakers built our hotel here as a place to go for the summer. So the hotel had been here since 1902. 1912, our first 9 was built, as I said previously, and then 10 years later, the second 9. So, and the property has really been just special since 1902. We had All-Star Golf here, which back in the early 60s was a very, very well-known, maybe the best-known TV golf show. Sam Snead, Dad, Tommy Bolton, and others participated in that. And as a matter of fact, I was just talking to somebody earlier today that said they were able to go on TV and find a replay of Tommy Bolton, Art Wall playing here. So, those are still being shown 60 years later. Dad had Arnold Palmer come play here in an exhibition back in the late 60s, which drew a heck of a big crowd. I ran the senior pro-ams here back when the senior tour got started, kind of in the late 80s for about 5 years. And I had the likes of Doug Ford, Roberto De Vicenzo, Jerry Barber, the Hebert brothers, and a lot of others, all of whom had won majors. So, we've had a lot of famous golfers come here, and the golf course is in great shape now, and it's still the same golf course that it's always been, which is kind of a neat thing. It hasn't gone through transformations. It hasn't been modernized. It's still kind of a unique experience.
And really just here playing in the Poconos, you have that fresh air. I don't know, you get fresh air a lot of places, but the Poconos fresh air is something, to contend with. And it's just in close proximity to so many other things that you can see and do while you're in the region, state and national parks. This area quite well. There's just a lot of things that you can kind of work into your golf outing whenever you're in the area.
Yeah, that's for sure. We're very fortunate here. We have a great superintendent who's been here now about 6 or 7 years, and he's got our golf course in as good a shape as I've ever seen it. And just getting out here, especially here, as I said, you're not playing amongst houses or anything. You're out there in tree-lined holes. There's one hole where if you turn around, you can see the Delaware Water Gap, and you'll maybe see a deer, you might see a bear, you're going to see turkeys running around, and it's a pretty neat experience. I know some of the people who come here, maybe city golfers, they come in and they're breathless. They said they just saw a deer, or they just saw a bear or something like that. And it's as you said earlier, just the outside experience, and really not just golf, but as you said, the whole Poconos. It's just a Pocono experience playing golf here at the Manor.
Really is, and it'll fit so well, I think, with that Margaritaville lifestyle, right? Of you could go play by day, and then you can go kind of relax by evening or by 5 o'clock or whatever.
You know what, Jim? I think that I could fit in pretty darn good with this too, to tell you the truth. I think it's just purely a coincidence, but no, I love it. As you said, I've been here quite a few years, but I think it would be kind of neat to still be here as the golf professional or director of golf that I am, and when that takes place.
That's exciting stuff, Greg. Yeah. That's exciting stuff. Just for our viewers too, I have a connection to your family, having grown up with your nephew for so long, and obviously I got to play then at one point with your dad. And if you don't mind, just kind of sharing with us, his legacy, I guess, as a golf professional. He grew up in Honesdale, which is in the Poconos. You've still got all the family around, and he made his name there, not just as a Masters champion, but as somebody who holes in one and many other achievements throughout his career. And just, I guess, from the standpoint of what I know him to be, he was so mild-mannered and not braggadocious like you see on tour nowadays.
Yep. No, you're right. Yeah, Dad was born and raised in Honesdale, and he learned to play golf on a 9-hole golf course in Honesdale, Pennsylvania, which is really amazing to see where he came from and as you said, what he accomplished. Turned pro, had a great amateur career, played golf at Duke, won the Pennsylvania Amateur a couple times. As a matter of fact, interesting story, he played Arnold Palmer in the Pennsylvania Amateur in the semifinals and beat him 7-6. So they had a little rivalry that started way back in the 40s. But they did remain very close friends. But yeah, Dad had a great career, won his first event in the early 50s. As you said, won the Masters in '59, and along with, I think he won at least 3 other tournaments in '59. So that was his big year. He was Player of the Year, leading money winner, and continued to play for quite a while. He actually won the Milwaukee Open in 1975 when he was 52. So he's still the second oldest player to have ever won a tournament on the PGA Tour. Sam Snead is the only one that was a few months older than Dad, and then. With his age, the senior tour came along, and he rolled right into the senior tour and really played almost right up till when he passed away in 2001. As you said, I have all his old scrapbooks and clippings, and gentleman was always the word that was used before his name in so many things, and so many people who knew him when he passed, all the letters and cards and phone calls I got, again, gentlemen. So he was very humble, and he was a hard worker. He just loved to play golf.
Yeah. So special to have that history, but obviously that ambassador of the game from right here in the Pocono region. It's amazing to see, just that lasting legacy that he has, that now you have here. And I mean, our area is better served for having the Wall family as ambassadors of golf here in the Poconos and throughout the world.
Yeah, it's just pretty interesting, really. As I said earlier, I took this job. I thought it would be a good first job, and it really was a coincidence that it happened to be Pocono Manor where Dad had represented. But the longer I've been here, the more attached I've come to Pocono Manor and the Wall name, and try to be my own self as a Wall, not just the son of Art Wall, which I'm very proud of. But I've been very fortunate here. I've had a lot of great general managers of the hotel. We, right now in the last 5 years, we've got a great group. This Oliphant Golf, who's managing our golf course right now and doing a fantastic job, along with as I said, our superintendent. I've always had a great staff, and I think I'm kind of an easy guy to work for, but I've had a great staff that's really always supported me and worked hard for me. So very fortunate.
So people can find you folks online, the URL for that?
We're golfpoconomanor.com. Yep. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. Give us a call. It's 839-1389. We've had some confusion. People are still calling our hotel number. Sure. So don't call 839-7111 because we don't have a hotel here. Unfortunately, it did burn down November of 19, but that's all cleaned up now, and hopefully the next hotel is moving forward.
Yeah. Yeah, exciting times here at Pocono Manor. Throughout the Pocono region, we're having a lot of cool things on the horizon, but still steeped in the traditions of, the golf profession, the recreational aspect, the outdoors aspect that this provides. And just getting out to play one hole here, Greg, that's not enough. I'm going to have to get out and play all 18.
Well, good, Jim. It was nice having you here, and next time you play number 7, you might know how hard or how soft to hit it.
Let's hope. Let's hope, Greg.
Let's hope.
Thanks so much for joining us on Pocono Mountains Podcast, and we'll see you out there on the course.
Nature and golf go hand in hand in the Pocono Mountains. Tee off across the region and save by purchasing a Golf Around card and play twice at participating courses for just $30 per round, card included. Find out more information at PoconoMountains.com/golf.
We're back. Thanks for listening. Last year, our Brianna Strunk visited Mount Airy Golf Club and Pocono Manor and mentioned that golf card, that Golf Around card, which is available for 2022 to save on numerous courses that you'll get to play throughout the summer season here in the Poconos. Enjoy.
Spring is here, and that means golf season is in full swing. And whether you've never been on the course before or you're a seasoned pro, well, golf, it's a game for everyone. And here in the Pocono Mountains, you'll experience championship courses surrounded by one-of-a-kind views. Birds and birdies, all in a day on a Pocono golf course.
You're going to get some amazing views everywhere at every course.
Streams, ponds, mountains among the scenic sights.
It's perfect. Perfect.
Perfect course features, too.
You have water, elevation change. I think we all love the elevation change. It's great exercise. And I enjoy the game. Nice.
And the game is affordable, thanks to the Pocono Mountains Visitors Bureau. Purchase a 2021 Golf Around card for just $45 per person. Play twice at each of the participating courses for only $30 per round, cart included.
Golf in the Poconos is just a great bargain.
Pocono Manor is one of the courses you'll experience with the Golf Around card.
It really brings people to some courses that maybe they wouldn't have played anyway, and then they come back.
And these courses have history. Famous golfers and celebrities such as Jackie Gleason, Whitey Ford, Arnold Palmer, Sam Snead, and Art Wall Jr. have all played in the Poconos. Mount Airy's golf course was designed after Sports Illustrated's The Best 18 Holes in America, meaning each hole is modeled after golf's most legendary holes from championship courses across the country.
Really, to do something like that in 1980 is well ahead of what people were doing, in the early 2000s of replicating golf courses.
Courses anticipate another busy season as people continue looking for ways to enjoy the fresh open air. It's brought out players of all ages and abilities.
We're expecting golf to be just as booming and as it was last year with every other outdoor recreational sport.
Whether playing for score or fun, you're sure to have a hole-in-one experience.
The golf course is really great.
You can find more information about the Golf Around card and even book a customized golf package all on PoconoMountains.com.
Pocono Manor Golf Course, among the many golf courses you can play when visiting the Pocono Mountains, and you can also still purchase a Golf Around card. Find one of those at PoconoMountains.com. That way you can save on golf when you hit the links in the Poconos. Thanks for listening. Please remember to subscribe to Pocono Mountains Podcast anywhere podcasts are available. Come visit us in the Pocono Mountains. Plan your trip today.